you know, this feels really good. The Druid coined out, right, so it's very important to note, coined out Aviana on turn 9, brought out Kun, brought out Togwaggle, brought out the Soul Thief. Turn 9 combo, that's disgusting, right? Druid is so broken at the moment in wild mode. But when you have a board like this, with the ability to clear his board, that feels pretty amazing. Right. And my ordering may be a little bit suspect here, but I'm conscious of the fact that the rope is about to burn, and I just need to get through this board as quickly as possible. There's the rope. We're killing Aviana for sure. In fact, we're killing it all. The question is, what am I trading into what? Eight to the face feels pretty amazing. 5 to the face feels pretty amazing. 4 to the face is good. And we sacrifice the direwolf. Managed to fit it all in. Okay. Losing the direwolf feels bad because in total that's +2 damage gone. But it's okay. The leper gnome. There. Making up for it by doing 2 damage to his face. But we know what he has in hand. He has our hand in his hand due to the Soul Thief. The problem for him is there is a giant on the board. That's going to do 8 to his face. Does he have a way to deal with the giant? No, he doesn't.
That's incredible.
That is indeed incredible. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is lethal, right? Had to think about it for a second. But his own card, Branching Paths, is what led to the victory. Feels amazing. Okay, so what am I playing today? I'm playing Slizzle466's Even Shaman. But guys, you've seen me play Slizzle Even Shaman twice before on my channel. I got legend with it, in fact. Slizzle decks have always been super good to me in terms of RNG. They've always been super good to me in terms of just general deck design and my playstyle. In terms of matching up to my playstyle and helping me win a lot. There's something about Slizzle466's decks that just work really well for me. But this deck is special. This deck has a special place in my heart, in my Hearthstone heart of decks. It plays Weaponized Pinata. That's right. Some of you will be looking at that card and thinking, what the hell? No, this is a good card. In the late game, so basically on its death rattle, it'll put a random legendary minion into your hand. In the late game, that can be game winning. Of course, depending on the legendary that you get. There are a lot of bad legendaries in Hearthstone, but there are a lot of good ones too. So Weaponized Pinata, I think, may have started out as a bit of a meme, but then it actually became quite serious because it was actually doing work for Slizzle. Slizzle got legend, I believe, with this deck and continues to navigate top 100 legend, top 50 legend with this deck. So for those of you that are interested in wild mode, give this deck a try. I can attest to the fact that it works. Lots of threats in this deck, 4 mana 7/7s, totem carvers, so you can build up big threatening boards, also with sea giants, things from below. There is the possibility of snowballing with this deck, you know, it's strong. Devolve is awesome against taunts, so yeah, defensive, offensive, this deck can do it all. Let's have a look at it in action on the wild mode ladder. And this game here against a Shaman, he managed to get a devolve in, by the way, and he devolved into Leroy. Of all things, he devolved into Leroy. That's pretty insane. So we get the easy trade. Develop our own 4 mana 7/7. And my hand is looking pretty good. I have a Totem Carver, I have a Sea Giant, I have an Ooze for his weapon. That's pretty good. Oh, and Maelstrom Portal is a very, very timely pickup for me. The question is, how do we go about killing his thing from below? Is Maelstrom gonna be enough with a 2 damage burst from hand? Yeah, the eel is gonna do it, but we're gonna have to throw in the Direwolf Alpha. Feels slightly bad, we're losing the Alpha here. Means our totem doesn't get buffed. But we get to keep the 4-mana 7/7, and that play there that I just made, I traded the 4-mana 7/7 into the Flame Tongue Totem. A lot of you will be looking at that play and thinking, why the hell did you do that? I just like to play things super safe. I just like to play things really, really safe. What would have worried me on that turn? It's an Even Shaman mirror match. Alakir, right? Alakir next to that Flame Tongue Totem could have been bad news, potentially. I like to play things safe. And I just have bad memories of leaving Flame Tongue Totems up on the board, killing everything else, leaving Flame Tongue Totems up, and then strange things start to happen. A big board suddenly appears and everything gets buffed and I'm sad. But anyway, talking about big boards, I have a big board here. Still trading though, still trading because now I'm worried about my health total. If he had some kind of, I don't know, if he had Devolve, for example, to get through my taunts, went face and had something like Crackles, and I'd be screwed. So again, just trying to play it safe. Getting slightly worried now that my board is being decimated. But this is now our last refill of the board. But I'm also going to trade into the 6/5. Again, don't want anything drastic to go wrong. Here's a 4-mana 7/7. So he's going as wide as he can on his board. It's not quite lethal. It is super close. Taunt Totem helps massively. So in theory I could just ignore his board perhaps and go face, but again, if he top decks a Devolve, that's really scary. He'd have had lethal if I'd ignored his board. So a bit of trading still needed here. Got to ask myself the question now, do I just want to throw all of this face? I'm actually going to kill the 1/3. The reason for that is so now it's awkward for him to work through the Taunt Totem. He has to trade Aya into the Taunt Totem. Again, you could argue it was unnecessary, that I should have just have gone face. But either way, I'm setting up lethal next turn, so it's fine. Yeah, and that is surefire lethal here. The Taunt Totem is not going to be enough to protect him. This is game over. The only thing I regret in this game is that I didn't get a chance to proc the Pinatas.
Totally.
And there we have it. One game away from rank 2. Okay, heading into our next game here against a rogue. Now, I see a 4-mana 7/7 in my opening hand, and I'm keeping it. Seems sensible. The eel is a good card to keep. It's 2 damage to clear an enemy minion, or 2 damage to the face even.
Into our strength.
None will survive.
And this is an odd rogue. So he's going to play a bunch of threats early. I'm going to play a bunch of threats early. It's all down to who can gain control of the board and then eventually push damage for lethal. And Swashbuckler into patches is a good way of getting some board presence. But here's where the eel comes in handy. Ideally now he'd have to hero power into the 2-3, so dagger into the 2-3 and trade the patches.
Feed the fish, landlubber.
But he's got the Buccaneer, so actually the 3 damage dagger clears the eel and he's left with 2 minions on board. That's actually quite significant because I don't have Maelstrom Portal in hand. Removing the Buccaneer seems incredibly sensible here. Lucky to get the Taunt Totem. It would appear that he's going to struggle to kill the Flame Tongue Totem, which is good for me.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here.
No, he has an answer to everything. Wow. The Argent Horse Rider with a Divine Shield is a little bit scary. So I'm going to counter with a 4-mana 7/7. See if he's got a way of killing it. What you're scared of here with the Divine Shield is a buff via Cold Blood. That's really, really scary because I'd have to trade twice in to kill it. But it looks like it doesn't really have much to do on that turn. It's interesting. And I'm just jamming that damage face. Just jamming it face. Let's see how big of a threat he feels this Flame Wreath Faceless is. He's thinking about face, and now he's changing his mind. How interesting. He's gonna tank 7 damage, but he feels that that is needed to give him control of the board. Unfortunately for him, I'm a Shaman. And I can do damage to the face through weapons, I can do damage to the face through spells. So we have a Jade Lightning in hand. That is 6 damage, including the weapon. He's nearly dead. And we're forcing him to be very reactive here. And there's Hogger from the Pinata. Slizzle, if you are watching this, you sir are a genius. The Pinata giving us Hogger. For those of you that are World of Warcraft fans, Hogger is just one of my most positive memories of playing World of Warcraft is Elowen Forest, which is a starting zone for human classes. And Hogger was one of the big bosses in that zone. In the original sort of vanilla World of Warcraft days, he was incredibly hard to kill. Lots of fond memories of getting beat up by Hogger in World of Warcraft. So always good when you can play him in Hearthstone. And he does something positive, like put up a taunt on the board. I love Hogger. Anyway. Hogger's dead, which makes us sad, but my opponent is having to trade into everything that I play because anything and everything that I play is a potential lethal setup. So he's got to trade, no matter what. My health total is too high. So that 4-mana 7/7 is what won us the game. The pressure that he was able to put on has won us the game. So he's ignoring my board here, and this scares me, because now I'm thinking, hang on a minute, am I just dead? 6 health? I'm ready to concede?
Well played.
So it gets a well played, because surely I'm dead, right? He wouldn't have done that if he didn't have some kind of lethal. Surely he would have traded the thugs into the giant. Lightning bolts and 2 to the face, and he was 1 off. Wow, he miscalculated that. Wow. But it shows you how close he was to killing me. And there's rank 2. Feels amazing. All because of Hogger. Okay, let's look at a few quick highlights. When your opponent devolves the board and you get King Crush, you gotta be happy about that, right? You gotta be happy about that. Yeah. That was a pretty good devolve on his part. Okay, so another little highlight against a Druid. Now, this is wild mode, ladies and gentlemen, where Druid is absolutely broken. So whenever you can beat a Druid, it's happy days. And at this juncture, I was thinking, surely he'd have Spreading Plague. He didn't have Spreading Plague. If he did, we were ready with the Devolve. But yeah, Devolve on Plague is how you beat a Druid. Okay, final little clip is against a Priest. This is a big Priest, ladies and gentlemen. And 4-mana 7/7 on the board here. The way you beat the big Priest is you just kill him. You just kill him quickly. Light Bomb ruining my day there. But we can put on some more pressure. We have the Crackle, we have the Jade Lightning in hand. We could be setting up lethal here, potentially. And that's a Ragnaros. And this is one of those rare moments where you wish Rag would go face. But no, it kills the Flame Tongue Totem, limiting the damage that I can do. But now we do some calculations. If Crackle rolls for 7, Jade Lightning for 5, that's 12. 2 from the weapon, that's 14, 15. We'd have lethal if we high roll on the Crackle. And yes, we high roll like a boss. That's how you play Crackles. You high roll them. And it's over. They never see it coming from hand. Jade Lightning for 5 because of the Spell Power Totem. Feels amazing beating the big Priest. Okay, Slizzle466's Even Shaman with the Weaponized Pinata. Slizzle decks have always done really well for me, either getting me to rank 1 or getting me to legend, and this deck is no different. If you guys are looking for a solid deck that has a chance of winning in the meta against other strong decks, as you've seen in the video, you can beat Big Priest, you can beat Druid, you could win the mirror matchup in that the Weaponized Pinata can give you surprising value in the late game. If you strike lucky with a good quality legendary, it can give you the refill on the board that you need to win the game. So don't discount the Pinata. It is not a meme card. It's actually an incredibly effective card. So yeah, this deck has proven itself worthy against other top tier 1 decks in this meta. Give it a try. The snowball effect with this deck is real. Flame Wreath Faceless has won me a number of games, and if they kill that, just play loads of totems and play the Totem Carver and win the game that way. So the pressure this deck can create is immense. I think the thing that I need to improve on is my mulligan skills, but maybe I'll watch more of Slizzle playing Hearthstone and I'll get better at mulliganing in this game. But anyway, thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys all again very soon for more Wild Mode fun.